We are in the chapter of opening the knowledge, right? Opening the knowledge. That's where we stopped in between last session. So first, let me complete the chapter, and then we can just have a kind of what do you say, conclusion or summary of that session before we move further to the other session, right? Okay. Is it the in the speaker mode, Bhavani Garu? I don't see that. Okay. Um, okay. So last time we have seen our Curtis and the James went into the particular place, the creator. So they are seeing because our James is seeing that the different dimension, and he went and he's able to do that, right? He is able to see that. And the courtiers also, he met in the in those valley. He met those things. He met the thing. He met the courtiers, and they both are actually trying to explore, right? Explore that valley. Okay. So they went there. So they feel like because the courtiers worked in a technology where they can open, or he has some knowledge like people are experimenting on openings of this one dimension to the another dimension. They are keeping the some kind of technology. That is the reason why that hum sound is coming. So this is all they are discussing it. While discussing, they are going. So where they are going, they suddenly they saw some kind of shifting, and also this guy like Courteous. Suddenly he could see that there is a smoking smell. That smoking smell is nothing but a cigar smell that Williams used to do. That Williams, a scientist kind of thing, who studied in MIT and went there, right? So he is able to feel his presence. But the Curtis was not so much believing as kind of our James. Okay, so that's where we stopped. So they went, and so they were unable to, because he is rolling. He was rolling into that valley, and he's rolling, and he stopped for a while. He's watching helplessly, and he slid over, and he stopped somewhere on the edge. Okay, so suddenly somehow our James went, and he saw him, and he pulled him up. Okay, well, once he pulled him up, so he's limping, right, because his ankle was the thing. So he went silent, and then suddenly they was rushed into they crawled to the edge of the edge, and they went to the from that massive hole wherever it is there. So they went there. They went there, and then let's go. He's yelling it. Let's go. Let's start again. So they yelled it. They went to the campsite, and they removed their both the tents. Okay, they moved to the another place where they feel some kind of safe. Maybe it is a safe there. So they thinking that it is a safe. They put on the tents. Put on the tents, and they covered they covered themselves into the tents, and they took their water from from their supplies, like from their canteen, and they're calling it as. So all the things they did it, and then after sitting coolly, then James started. James is asking, do you think Dr. Williams is trying to tell something to you? Because you smell that what is that the smell of his cigar, that he is actually you used to have it, right? So are you trying to connect to his voice, the courteous voice? I think he was there. I think he is also feeling like, I think he was there. How is that possible? How is that he was died, right? How is that possible? So he is saying, James is saying, no, he is trying to convey some message to you, because I saw him after life review, because he went to the different dimension along with the will, right? So he, after life, he saw his review, how actually he is viewing, right? Even James is also able to see what he is actually doing it, right? So I saw his afterlife review, and he convinced that he is supposed to give some kind of message. So maybe he wanted to convey and give that. And also he would like to give that world vision. World, what is the purpose of our vision is something different from the world vision, right? Our vision will always be somewhat alignment with the world vision also. So he may be trying to tell something. So what about when so what happened? So yet, because they feel that Earth movement was started when they were there, right? What happened? What exactly it happened? I don't know. The Earth movement was started. Something I started rolling down. Earth was rolling down, or I was rolling down. I don't know, but I went into the edge. Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but what happened is I was so peaceful when I'm just rolling down. Instead of fearful, I was so peaceful. The peaceful feeling came over me. I was cushioned instead of actually rolling on the stones, right? I was cushioned like that. Like a soft mattress, I was cushioned. The vision was blur. The vision became blur. And I was just lying down in the fissure of the edge. I don't know why, without falling, I was there. Do you think Dr. Williams could have been done that? He's asking, do you think that Dr. Williams could have been done that? Then, because Williams won't do that falling, right? So I don't think he has done that falling part. But I had a similar kind of experiences yesterday. I was almost crushed by the stone. That's what he had experienced, right? The stone is rolling and he is there, and suddenly he closed his eyes. Suddenly, the other two stones were just collide, and they exploded in a different directions. They didn't come to him. So he also had that kind of some kind of the similar kind of experience that we have. So so the Quixotes was already up, and he means he was up in the morning. So the booking that they slept, he was morning, he was up, and I can't sleep. The courteous is thinking somebody is messing up this hill, the valley. They maybe they was already messed up that main part of that valley, and they may be doing all other things. That is what the violence will be worst. So he is in such a kind of fear. He is so much into the fear. I don't understand. So what information is coming from Williams? Williams is trying to tell something, but I don't know what information is trying to tell. I don't know. We have to discover what with through the vision. How? No, then Curtis said, no, no, I don't want to hear, because this Curtius was not actually believing this afterlife reviews, afterlife, all the things, right? They are not believing it. So no, 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 no. I don't want to do. I have seen this. I don't want. His expression was, I don't know. I don't want to stress out by thinking all the time. So I don't want to hear about it. That is too crazy for me. Everything is happened is for my fault only. Nothing is. I would not have developed that kind of technology. Because I have developed the technology, they're gazing something. I'm going to handle in my own way. Don't do that. Don't tell me all this afterlife and visions and all the things. So he hesitated, like, because then he has to take out, because he is not ready to listen. Even Maya is not ready to listen, right? Because when he is trying to tell about your soul group is there and all the things, she's not ready to, oh, don't tell me all the things. Right now I just set up my clinic, let me work on my clinic. Saying that, she left. Here also he is also not ready. That's what Maya is not ready, and you are not ready, and they just packed their backpacks and their all the things. He saw there is some explosions also there with him. What you have exploded? Yeah, if required, if somebody is trying to ruin this valley, I will kill them, kind of thing, right? I'll make sure that nobody will hurt. That's what he is saying. But he had explosions. That Courteous also, he had some explosions. So he pointed out somewhere in the south and say that the rock over there, overhanging there, somehow I'm able to see some kind of vision. Can we go there? Because that is a high energy location. So I'm going to look for it. I can find the right place so that I can find the will again. So if I go to the high energy place, and if I'm able to see that, I can find the will again. So let us go. So but Courteous was, he finished his packing, and He completely, he tied his gear and spread his all the place, right? He spread the leaves so that there won't be any kind of, so nobody will recognize that somebody has overnight that they stayed there, that kind of thing. So he just put it as a normal valley kind of thing, right? So he nodded, and then they packed their shoulder bags and everything. So they started going. I traveled several miles and small hills, and then inclined to the, then went to the main ridge, because that guy Curtius went away, and this guy our James is going. After climbing several hundreds more yards, he stopped. Still there is a no outcropping, and he could not see any ridge, the crest of the ridge, or I don't know, maybe he confused, or so he sat there and he attempted to raise his energy. Always remember, rising the energy they are doing in the by synchronicities, right? So and from the beginning, like not only from this book, even from the previous book, I'm always trying to experiment on these energies, which I feel, or I could sense those kind of energies. Even every one of you is also trying to. So whenever you are in the nature, right? Nature, try to center yourself. Try to center yourself. Be calm. Do not talk much. Be calm. Center yourself, and deeply try to see that nature, the wherever that beauty is there, right? See that nature. You can feel the energy even without eating, even without the. This is what even in this book they are trying to tell us. Like, so, whenever he feels that he's losing some kind of energy, his centering is trying to lift his energies up. So I know that so he is able to the kind of thing, right? Even the bird was a bird is chipping, or bird is doing also. I know the meaning, means he's trying to communicate, right? He went there, and gradually whatever that slope became rocky, and he crossed the small spring flowering rocks, and he washed his face, and finally half mile later he went to the small trees. So and he took up his thing, because finally he cannot walk anymore. He put that sight under the pile of leaves, and then he just trying to meditate kind of thing. He centered himself, and he saw that there is a will in his mind. Will, because he wanted to see the will, right? So that's a, so will came to his mind, and he took one more deep breath and began to began to see. Then there is a blue light kind of thing is there, and where there is a will's presence, he feel it to his left side. So that's where that this chapter was ending, and the next chapter is history of awakening. We will start. Before we start that chapter, before we go further into that, I just wanted to give an overview, right? Because those who did not join the last week, or even if they joined the last week, we are actually seeing like kind of a story. But what exactly trying to tell the opening the knowledge means? So here they are trying to say the birth vision, right? So what do you mean by birth vision? Anything? What he is trying to tell us about the birth vision? Birth vision means
From the
why?
seeing from the top.
Looking from the top. But what is meant by birth vision here? He meant
All 360 degrees.
no, birth vision is
Oh, birth
suppose
vision
before
or bird. I thought
birth
bird
vision.
vision.
No, birth vision.
Oh, birth vision.
In the opening knowledge, the key thing is the birth vision, right? So this is the chapter that he is exploring, right? Understanding the knowledge beyond your mind. So what birth vision? I'll go one by one. Okay. This chapter we try to delve into how individuals we can remember, recognize, and integrate our spiritual truths, opening the framework of unlocking our deeper understanding and living. When once you understand, living in the alignment with the great purpose. Birth vision is here, the purpose that we came to this earth planet. That's a vision, right? You always have some kind of vision, why you are coming, what you want to do it, that kind of vision. So only thing is, what is happening is we are forgetting that birth vision. We are not remembering the birth vision, so we are not able to align ourselves with that. But here,
So
so
it
the
means life purpose.
life purpose, yes,
Okay.
the purpose of life, yeah. So the idea of the knowledge, right? The idea of the knowledge is not just intellectual. Intellect is more, that's the reason he is able to. So he's saying that the true knowledge is not an intellectual. Every one of us is having the true knowledge within us. Only thing is we are not tapping that kind of energy. We are not understanding that we are all those knowers, and we are omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, right? So that's what everybody has. We are using our rational mind. Okay, in a logical mind. We are not using our rational mind. We are using our logical mind, and for everything we want a logic. So with the I cannot understand. I cannot go like our Maya or like our Courteous. They said right, no, I don't. We don't want to listen. But here with our intuition, with our synchron, when we observe the synchronicities of our life, we can build that spiritual connection from the human, from ourselves to that spirit other, from the consciousness. You can just, unlike our conventional learning, it is not a conventional learning, right, which comes from the books or teachers. This learning comes from within us. You need to tap that kind of spiritual awakening, show that knowledge, something inherently you have, you possess that knowledge. Only thing is you need to uncover that there is a dust was there is already knowledge within us. On the top of it, the dust particles were so much dust particles, we just put it. We need to clear that dust in order to get that knowledge. That is what he is trying to tell, how to open this higher knowledge. Okay, you are saying that journey we perceived all the knowledge. Something was emerging within us. Something was external. Some knowledge we are externally obtaining, going book club, Sajjan Sangatya, all the things we are just going at. So what is the, how you can, ancestral, the spiritual traditions, right? How to get it, how to open this higher knowledge. So whenever you want to open, trust your intuition, whatever the thought that it comes, intuitive thoughts, right? The inner guidance, clear knowledge, you will get that clear knowledge. So always trust your intuitions. Stillness and meditation. The mind must be quiet to allow wisdom to surface. You must be quiet. You cannot be like thinking so many hundreds of things and still the knowledge flows. No, your mind should be quiet. Once you stop thinking, once you close your mind, then actual knowledge can observe. Then observe the patterns, how the thoughts are going. Observe your patterns, because that's where in the form of the thought only that knowledge comes, but not when you are thinking, right? Okay, observe the patterns and synchronities. And knowledge often come in an unexpected ways, through signs, through some people, messages, or some life experiences. We need to observe each and everything. Overcoming the barriers to the knowledge. Many people struggle to access this universal wisdom because internal and external obstacles, right? Because yeah, internal and what is the internal and external obstacles that we have? First of all, when somebody says that do the meditation, you will get the tap the internal. Okay, what if I don't get it? Doubt. What if I don't get doubt? And suppose if I go there are some people, oh, I'm getting too many things and I'm feeling like I have to sit in the meditation most of the time. I have a family, so I may ignore them. That kind of fear also, they will stop doing the meditation. I have listened those that kind of stories also. The fear is being wrong or making mistakes can block your intuitive knowledge. So do not go into that fear. Doubting your own ability to go to the deeper understanding limits the flow of wisdom. So it won't, the wisdom will not flow whenever you are doubting yourself. So that is the, so fear of doubt, fear and doubt is the one. Then conditioning and societal influences. You have, we are all conditioned for so many things, right? The modern world emphasizes logical materialism and other dismiss the intuition, and because they say it is all unscientific. Where is it? Prove it. People are conditioned to rely on external authorities. They always want to have a proof, but they do not want to trust your inner knowing. So this is another obstacle. And emotional blockages. Negative emotions like fear, anger, resentment can cloud the perception. So your perception. So whenever you are all having all these things, you cannot know that no, you cannot open the knowledge. Healing the past wounds allows the clearer access to the higher wisdom. That is the inner child, all the things, right? So you have to clear your wounds so that you will become light in your light in your mental state. So clear those wounds. So once you clear those things, then you can open the knowledge. How to overcome? Okay, these are all the blockages. How to overcome these things? Practice mindfulness always. Whenever whatever you are doing, be in that moment and do that. Practice your mindfulness. Be present in the moment. Enhance your awareness. Let go of fear. Accepting the accepting the unknown opens the door to the deeper insights. Accept it, whatever it comes from the thing. Trust the process. Wisdom unfolds when one surrenders to the flow of the life. Whatever it happens, surrender to the flow of the life. The life will flow. Okay, that's trust the process. Next, the role of synchronicities and past life memory. So, one of the most fascinating aspects is in this particular chapter is how the knowledge is often triggered by synchronicities in the past life to recall. So because here that is what he is doing, right? Encounter certain people. He is encountering certain people. Well, in his own journey, people spark some insights and they realize they had. So he first insight when he went into the flight, somebody talking and he said, "Oh, yeah, no, we don't usually meet because when we are meeting means actually we are having some connection and some knowledge exchange is happening." So like that, from first insight to 10th insight, all the things is happening when some people he is meeting some places, right? Places that feel strongly familiar or evoke the forgotten memories. Some of the places he feels like, oh, I lived here, or I know this place, kind of thing, right? That is what it is evoking his memories. Dream and intuitive flashes reveal the guidance of the deeper level of consciousness. This reflects the idea of wisdom, not new. It is something simply remembering from the past experiences in the life of the previous lifetimes. So these are all the things that is in this way you can get your knowledge. What is this takeaway from this concept? Okay, these are all the things. What are the takeaway? Every moment holds potential lessons. Remember, every moment, the moment we are sitting here holds some potential lesson. Likewise, every moment in our day is holding some potential lessons if we pay attention. If you are going out and looking for a mountain, if you are looking for a flowing water, looking for a stagnant water, everything is holding some particular lesson if you go deeply and see it, right? So that's how we have to see. Suppose when you see the mountain was stood erect with the snow, so much of heavy winter or a heavy summer or the so much of the wind, but they are steady, which means that from mountain what we have to learn, whatever that comes in our life, we have to be steady like that. From flowing water, what we can learn, if you say flowing water, if you say nothing is permanent, whether it is a success or a failure or a good or bad or happiness or a sadness, anything, nothing is thing. Everything it will just flow through the life. So we just need to trust the process and surrender to yourself. Suppose if you see stagnant water, the water got stagnated in one of the hole or one, and what will happen? So some kind of the greenery and all that will get developed, and even nothing is there. Also, the water stagnated water will be rotten. Some kind of smell will come, which means if we are stopping, if our life is stop at somewhere in the past or somewhere, so you are not going anywhere. Your life first will be very waste and kind of thing. So from there you can just listen. So if you start interrupting, or if you start seeing every moment, it is teaching some lesson. Every moment of the nature is always so. Always live in the mindfulness. That is what he is trying. So each person has a unique role in this universe. In this universe evolution, which each one of us got a different roles. We came to this world with the different roles. The world is shifting. The entire world is shifting to the higher consciousness. So in that consciousness shifting, we had our own role. Those who are tapping the wisdom contribute the transformation. Those who can go inside, meditate, tap their inner knowledge, they can contribute to this higher consciousness. knowledge is interconnected web. It is not like one's own thing. It is all interconnected web. The other day I have explained, when many of you have joined the session, that kind of energy, it shows a different flow when I'm actually talking to you. And when not many people are joining, or not the people whoever joined, because those who have not listened to the celestial prophecy, this 10th insight will be definitely be over and above their head. So if such a kind of people will join, right, they will not be able to connect to this energy, this book energy, right? So in that case, the kind of flow will be different. That's what I noticed, explained in the last session, right? So here, whoever can tap that knowledge, the knowledge is all our interconnected web. When we are all together, we are able to dwell that. It is awakening, it's opening. There is a ripple effect. Once started opening, it is a ripple effect, everybody, right? So the opening the knowledge is essential, because we all of us need to learn this knowledge, because it is essential to shift our consciousness to the higher consciousness, to shift our human consciousness to the higher levels. This higher wisdom is required. Entire planet is moving towards enlightened states with this experience. Applying this knowledge, once you know this knowledge, apply this knowledge in the daily life. So just as this book is not giving just like that insights, you try to explore every knowledge, you try to apply in a day-to-day life. How practically you can apply some ways, right? Living with, how you can apply, living with awareness. Always live with the awareness. Okay, it does not put the because pay attention to the each and every subtle messages that you are getting in your life. Notice the synchronicities and the coincidences that is happening. They are guiding you towards understanding. Strengthen your intuition. Always do the meditation. Always do the silent contemplation. Okay, trust your first instinct feeling. Whatever the first instinct feeling that it comes, trust it. Trust that feeling and go and take the decision. Next, connecting with others. Engage in a deep and meaningful conversations. Not a waste conversations. Don't do that. Do because discuss about the knowledge, how you can connect, what is the experience that you are getting when you are actually meditating a longer times, what is happening, how your consciousness is shifting. All these kind of deeper conversations. Engage yourself. Knowledge often flows in the interaction. Be open to the mentors, whoever is trying to give, be open to them, guides and teachers who appear on your path. Okay. Trying it back to the 10th insight. So what is 10th insight? Is a holding vision. Always key is holding vision. Seeing the world beyond this material reality. Do not stop this world with the material reality. Go beyond this. Recognize we are the spiritual beings, came to this earth to a journey of awakening. We are not just the human beings, we're all spiritual beings, came to this earth on the journey of awakening. Understand that everything is interconnected in the great cosmic design. Everyone and everything was interconnected. So this chapter, opening the knowledge, is a transformation with the collective evolution, showing that each individual awakening is contributes to the greater shift. Each individual personal vision, if personal vision or your birth vision or your life purpose, if you can do it, if you can find out, that is contributing to the entire shift to the human consciousness. So the key is the power of knowing. Opening the knowledge is profound chapter, challenging each and every reader, right? Each and every one of us, challenging. It's not the conventional learning from it. It is the unconventional learning from within. So knowledge is already within us. It just needs to be unlocked. The way to unlock is mindful living, inner, connecting to your inner resources, letting it go. Letting it go of the fear and doubt. Wisdom will flow freely. So by embracing these insights, you all of us can transform our lives and align our true purpose and contribute to the spiritual evolution of the humanity. This is the what do you say? This is the summary of this chapter. Is it clear? Any questions here? I can stop for a while. No questions? Okay. I have like a few more minutes, 15 more minutes. So let me start the next chapter so that we can stop it when the time comes. The next chapter is History of Awakening. So now they're holding the vision and seeing the birth vision, right? So because now where James tried and went into the ridge and he saw that Will's presence he saw, right? So he saw him and where are you going? You are going to love here. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we going? Look more closely. He shook his head and he is seeing that we will find what is this experiment and we will find what this experiment they are doing. Now they have destroyed the hilltop already. Let us see what they are doing, right? What we will do if we find them. What we will do if we I don't know. Well, neither do I. So tell me what happened. So why are you thinking that somebody is experimenting and you want to destroy, right? So you want they will destroy. What is happening? Tell me what happened. Even I don't know because he heard from the courtiers, right? So he closed his eyes and he's trying to center, kind of meditating, kind of. He described his experience like Maya, what happened, how she has resisted to take the suggestion because Maya's soulmates he saw, right? So he's trying to give his her birth vision, but she is reluctant to take it. And then how he met Courtiers, and Courtiers also he tried to communicate because Williams came and Williams tried to communicate with him, but that also it was not happened. So William spoke to you. He's asking William, does William spoke to you? No, no, he didn't, because like you and me, we didn't spoke, but through the mental, some knowledge I could see. No, it wasn't like mental like you and me, but seems to be he is influencing his ideas coming on the way, right? So like the information is revealing through him at some level. That is what he is trying to communicate. So what was the message? What was the message Dr. Williams is trying to do it? He confirmed what you saw with Maya. He is very much so, right? I could remember that individual birth intentions to the broader knowledge of the human purpose and how we could complete this purpose. So when the birth vision when we remember the birth vision, we will remember the why we are coming to this earth planet, because we come to the some kind of a purpose. We didn't come here just to eat, sleep, enjoy and go. That's not our purpose. That is the materiality, that we are drifted. We are forgetting our birth vision, right? That's what he is saying. So I think it was just is it this knowledge is just the more of 10th insight? Try to I'll share your sense of urgency, but let me help you to continue the afterlife, right? Continue, because they went to the afterlife, right? Let me continue to the afterlife and the larger vision. Then you will be able to see what Williams is trying to communicate. There must be some process to remember what it is. There must be some process to remember even birth vision. So what is that? Suppose that is what we say, right? When you are going to the meditation deeper and deeper level, you are able to tap our subconscious mind. When you are able to tap our subconscious mind, then you will be able to remember like what exactly, why you came for this. Actually go with those intuitive thoughts, what is happening. Then slowly you'll be able to do that. You will be able to understand it. In the distance, like in the somewhere in the distance, they caught my they are seeing there are 8 or 10 distinct beings there, because some kind of soul kind of thing they are going, right? Some 8 to 10 people are going, and he said, okay, look at them. They are moving, right? They are all moving. They are coming. They are, because they are coming like ambered white color. It's not like a person's, some kind of the light kind of thing, right? They are coming. Do you know? Do you know what these souls are? I don't know. I'm not able to recognize. So those souls are coming closer and closer. Okay. When they coming and closer, 20 feet, they are from him, away from him. They are able to see their aura, euphoria, right? So he is able to see, he is able to feel them. Somehow he is feel, I know them, that feeling, right? I know them. Perhaps I was there with them, that kind of thing, right? Perhaps my first time in my life he is feeling that kind of, right? He's also feeling like waves of acknowledgement. Appreciation was filling within him. What is this? Have you figured out? Will is asking, have you figured out? Then he turned to Will and said, is that my soul group? Because soul group is always trying to help. That's what it is. Is that my soul group? Is it? That's what he is asking. That's what he is asking. With that thought came. Yes, he said yes. With that thought came, that soul group, the thought came, right? The flood of memories is coming to his memory. So, like whenever you are actually saw some kind of old elementary classmate or a high school classmate or your college classmate, when you see suddenly, right, what will happen? Suddenly you went into those days, what and all that you both have done it, where you studied, what the college is, and all the things, right? So many things. So the other day, when I'm attending some party, so I saw, I met one of my college mate. Okay, the moment we saw the college mate, oh, recently we went to the college. That college used to be like that. Now it is not there. This ma'am, this lecturer is still there. This madam is retired. So all that we talked, because at that moment we just drift into that olden days, like 90s. We went and saw like what and all that we did in the college, right? Similarly, here also, this guy James, as soon as he see them, flood of memories came into his mind, because soulmates means there are so many years and years they travel together, right? So some years and years means lives and lives they travel together. So the flood of memories, the 13th century France, he was there in the 13th century France, a monastery courtyard, all around a group of monks, laughter, closeness, walking alone in the wood road, two ragged man asking help, something about preserving some secret knowledge. That is what he is seeing. Somebody is asking to preserve about the secret knowledge. He shook off the vision and is trying to see the will with the fear. Again, whenever you see that kind of things, right, he started, that fear came. What was I am about to see? He is trying to center. No, no, no fear. My soul group is edged, 4 feet closure. So what's happening? I could not quite understand. So he just he's trying to explain whatever that he is saying. Right, immediately he saw some aesthetics again, and somehow know that they are the members of the secret order of Francism, the known as spirituals. So there is something, the spirituals who was recently excommunicated after the Pope Celestine V was resigned. So what is that Celestine V? Pope Celestine? I didn't hear that name. That's what James is saying. Then we'll ask, is that you said Celestine 5? Yes. Did you get it? Yes. Yeah, there is a Celestine 5 is there in the 13th century. Will confirmed. His name is Celestine 5 is there in the 13th century. The ruins in Peru, where the ninth insight was ultimately found, was named after Celestine, because that's how celestial prophecy the name, right? So that particular place was named after him only. And when this ninth insight was first discovered in 1600th century, then who were the spirituals? These spirituals was a group of monks who believed that higher awareness could be achieved, extracting themselves from the human culture and returning to the contemplative life in nature. So this searching for the knowledge, searching for the within the knowledge, the searching for the consciousness started in 16th century itself. There itself, these monks are searching for the truth. Actually, Pope Celestine supported this idea. In fact, he also lived in that cave, in the cave himself, came he himself, right? So most of the spirituals were condemned, because those spirituals are condemned, and as a gnostic were excommunicated. So these, one second, okay. Who are these men? So these there is a kind of like one kind of, because 16th century means there are different spirituals, just agnostics. These are all the people who are actually trying to get the knowledge from this higher knowledge within that, and trying to do that, right? More memories were surfaced. There are two aesthetics has approached me asking help. He was reluctantly met them and deep into the forest. So he went and deep into because remember, the James life in 16th and 13th century in the France, that is the one that he is seeing when the soul group is coming near. Like when I see my college friend, I went to the 90s, right? Similarly, when the soul group is coming to near to him, he went into the 13th century, and he is, when he was in the France, all the memories he is telling us now. Okay, so there is a document there. He is saying there is some documents, danger. The documents are danger and being lost forever. Okay, they smuggled back, and they are reading. They are reading in the candlelight in his chambers. The doors was closed and secured very locked securely. These documents were written in the old Latin copies of 9 insights. So they then itself. So I consented a copy of them before it was too late, and working every moment, every spare time he is working, reproduce the number of manuscripts. That time we don't have Xerox or we don't have a printing machines, right? So they are trying to reproduce the things. At one point, at one point, they thought that as these documents, they wanted to go to the public, right? They dynamically refused, because these people are not actually trying to, they are held these documents for many centuries, waiting to correct and understand the emerge within the church, because they wanted, they always, the fear is, so these insights have some principles against the church, whatever the church is having that kind of hold, right? If you do, we have to do this way, this way, this way, some kind of the fear that the church people has created, it may go away if these insights were out. That is the reason why these people do not want this insight to be out. So they, until the church is accepted, so they are in a dilemma. They don't want it. So Gnostics somehow remembered were early Christians who believed the followers of one God. So these are the people who believe the one God, that is only the Christ, and emulate the spirit pronga. So they don't want to deviate from these things. So they don't want to ruin away this church hierarchy. So they don't want to do that. So at the end of these things, they were these church fashions, right? So their beliefs may be disappearing. Their beliefs may be gone if these secret things were out, right? So their dilemma was very clear. So they do not want this transformative spiritual knowledge into the outside. So if this transformative spiritual knowledge was out, everyone want to connect to the divine directly. Okay, but they don't want to connect the divine directly. They want some churchmen. They want some churchmen to be there in between. Then, if you go and tell them, then they will go on to connect to the divine and they will come back. Even now, many places they will do, right. They will not let you connect to the direct to the divine energy. But this insights is kingdom within, the knowledge within. These insights are saying there is a knowledge within. You are that intellectual person, you are that divine person, but they don't want to come out of that particular knowledge, right? So everybody may be interested in these writings, but the churchmen, the monks are interested, individual monks, right? Later, without telling the spirituals, right, I shared the copy to a friend. I means this James in 13th century, he shared a copy to the friend, which is the closest advisor of Cardinal Nicholas in his district. Okay, the reaction came swiftly. Word arrived, and Cardinal was out of the country, so he was not there. He was out of the country. He was asked to cease the discussion further. Don't talk about these things until further findings, right? So he panicked and immediately dispensed his manuscript as well, because he got panicked. Somebody may end his life, so he gave the all the manuscript, whatever the copies that he had, right? He gave it to everybody, because his intent is this script, this insight should reach to as many people, some interested brothers. If it reach, so it may go to the next generation kind of thing, right? So he faked at that time, because he was summoned and he asked to present in the court, and he said he faked the ankle pain. He faked the ankle pain and said that, oh, I got the injury, I cannot come, because he appealed to the court saying that I was delaying because of this disability, I cannot travel. He is delaying his trip. So if you see now the ankle pain, somewhere he faked it. Okay, that is the root. So when something is you are doing it, right, that will come again to your life. That you need to take it in your life also. So it is a manuscript. In his isolation, the door somehow he distributed. Someday, one day, the cops came and knocked his door, and he was taken out. He was blindfolded, and he was taken out several days. He kept it in the jail or something like that, right? The shock of remembering, so there he died. Somehow he was not letting it out. The shock of remembering his death cast me into the fear again, that created the powerful tingling in my injured ankle. So that particular death, right? That's a death scene when his ankle was also tinkling, because it is showing that the same soul is traveling through different bodies. That is what the ultimate thing, right? So he is remembering his life in a different body. That's what here. So and Will is just silently he's listening the entire story. So do you think this ankle pain started from there? Yes. Yeah, this is from the memories. He nodded his head. Why the church is creating such a dilemma? Because each church is afraid of their existence. If all the truth was coming out, if all the scriptures were out, then the church was in the church maybe lost its position. A churchman may lost its position, right? So they cannot say so that's why they are not trying to connect the people directly to the to the divine spirit. So I'll stop here because one lifetime we have seen, right? When we are going in this chapter, James lifetimes after lifetime, because 13th century to the 19th century, how he has taken birth, what happened. He is actually Mr. Dr. Williams has life review when he died. After he died, he is having life review. But with the higher knowledge, with higher vibration or whatever the things that he is doing, right? Our James is having his life review when he is alive on this earth itself. I'll stop here. Time for questions.